From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
It's Tuesday, July 16, 2019, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studio on the ones and twos, our illustrious brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello. Welcome, Brother Strang.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Apostle Jesse, here reporting for service.
Joining us from Nashville, Tennessee, Sister Tyler Huckabee.
That'll be Father Tyler Huckabee to you. I'm taking charge.
The bishop's here.
And just down the street, finally back from vacation, author, speaker, podcaster, cowgirl extraordinaire, Annie F. Downs.
Bishop Downs.
Bishop.
Good
Annie
morning,
Bishop.
gents.
Bishop,
I'm so glad to see you.
Annie
Prophetess
Bishop Downs.
Welcome, prophetess.
Prophetess Downs. Don't say pastor. We'll get in trouble.
You get calls.
Yeah.
Now only in certain circles, not in the normal
That's right.
circle.
That's right.
You don't call, do you call yourself? We had a little debate about this, a little inter office drama, a little peek behind the curtain for listeners. I think at some point somebody said, could Annie be the pastor voice? And we're like, well, I don't think Annie's a pastor, but she preaches. So what do you, how do you define, how do you self-identify?
Well, I am not ordained. So that is the only definition we have to worry about is I am not ordained.
Well,
and
then,
so I am not technically a
easy.
pastor. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
want to
you're
be?
just-
I'm ordained. I'll do it right
Are
now.
you ordained?
We can
Are
knock
you
it out
really?
by the end of this podcast. Yeah.
Hey, Annie, I was ordained for one day. My ordination had a start
wedding?
and end point. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like the way that city did it, where I officiated my cousin's wedding, it was in Portsmouth, Virginia, and I went to I was thinking, there's this big misconception about officiating weddings where there's just some website where you go to and you print off like a certificate. Those don't hold up. Like you can't legally, like when you say like the power vested in me by the state of so-and-so, you have no power vested in you by the state if you have that certificate online. Like you have to go down to the city hall.
It's a state by state thing, right? Like
Yeah.
some states will allow it and then other states, like Tennessee just passed a law saying that doesn't hold any water here. But some
Right.
states, the liberals in California, they don't care. They'll let it.
out there in Hollywood, you can print whatever you want off the internet and suddenly you're a doctor or an
I've done a
immigration
lot of
attorney.
research on it because people have asked me to do their weddings, and it's just a lot of work for it to be legitimate.
It was
in
a lot
Tennessee.
of work.
Yeah.
It was a lot of
Yeah.
work. I had to go down to the city hall, which
That's not a lot of work,
I
Jesse.
don't go to like municipal buildings. I don't go to post office. I don't go to I don't go to I try to avoid the DMV. I don't go to places like that. That's a whole thing. You know how many letters I've mailed in the last 5 years? I don't
can't
know that
imagine.
I've mailed one. I don't even know that I mailed one. I'm unfamiliar with the whole system, with stamps, with the flag on the mailbox. Even that,
Oh my gosh.
even that mixes me up sometimes. Like I don't want to deal with this. This isn't the 18th century here.
Okay,
Okay,
Jesse,
We
this
don't
brings
need
up a fascinating story for me to tell you because just yesterday, I'm holding it to show you. I got a letter in the mail from one of my friends from college, and she did not put her email address or phone number. So the only way for me to communicate back with her is to mail her back a
You
letter.
might as well throw that in the garbage. Throw it in the garbage because it's never getting returned. If I get a personal correspondence, most of the stuff I get in the mail is either stuff from like Amazon or whatever, or like bills and junk mail, like those little like catalog, grocery store coupons or whatever. If I get a personal correspondence, anytime I see handwriting on the front of a letter, I'm like, I'm going to open this out, and the whole letter is going to be comprised of cut up magazine letters that are glued to a letter and a picture of me with the eye holes cut out for really creepy reasons. Like that's what I expect if I get a personal correspondence in the mail. There's no need to be a creep ball anymore. Don't send people stuff in the mail.
Oh, that's not true. I love getting mail.
Annie, everyone thinks it's weird, including
No,
you.
I
You
love
gotta
it.
admit, you opened it and it was like, this is kind of weird.
No, I just went, oh my gosh, I would love to talk to her. My assistant, Jenna, and I laughed about it because I was like, do I just put a sticky note in an envelope with my phone number and say, text
Did you
me?
go to high school in the 1960s? Why didn't she just send you an email or message you on social media. Like
we haven't been friends since we were in college, and we were in college 20 years ago.
You know the beauty of social media? I can be friends with... I have people that I'm friends with on Facebook that I haven't talked to since I'm 17. And I know I'll never see them again, but I know more about their lives than when I sat next to them 8 hours a day in school. Like I literally know more details about their lives from when I would sit with them for an entire year, and they sat close enough where I could reach my arm and put it on their shoulder. I know more about them now, and I'm never going to speak to them again. Like it would be less weird, honestly, though, technically, to receive something in the mail from them now than it would back then. Back then, I'd be like, why is Jack emailing me? Why is he sending me a letter? This is odd. Did something bad happen at school? Did the principal demand he email letters of apology? It'd be less weird. Now it'd be like, oh, Jack's sending me a letter. I wonder how his kid's doing in T-ball. I haven't seen any updates lately.
Annie, you could go on Facebook and punch in your friend's name and city and find your friend.
Yeah.
I mean,
on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she wrote in the letter that she doesn't have any social media.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did she send you that letter from prison?
Yeah. I'm like,
did she send it from
was the letter written?
Did she send it from her Amish communes?
Yeah, was the letter written with cut-out magazine letters? You know?
No, it's not.
The last line of the letter was,
would be fun.
"Please send help." The letter said, "Decode this and send help."
Smuggled out on pieces of toilet paper, and you have to put them in order. It was just.
You're my last hope. No one's responding to any of my other letters.
Hope for her.
Yeah, she's like, literally no one else knows how to return a letter. Please, Annie, can you figure this out? Because most people have no idea how the postage system works.
I tried to start a letter writing campaign for my justice. Unfortunately, millennials and Gen Z have botched it. It has been a useless campaign. They put stamps on the back of the envelope in the center.
Where do I even get an envelope? Stamps. Where do you even buy these? And stamps, are they just for fun? Are we just slapping them on there? Do they have a purpose? I don't know. I haven't done this. Yeah.
Zip code, is that like my TSA pre-check number?
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm going to write my social security number right on the front of this envelope just in case. I don't know if it's required, but I feel like, honestly, it couldn't hurt. From what I understand, the more info they got, the better. It's more likely to reach its destination. And it's imperative that Annie gets this and decodes it. It is imperative.
I actually loved it, but I get the line of jokes, and I would never want to ruin that. But I did love getting a letter. But it's just hilarious to think about how I respond to her
with a letter.
With a letter. Yeah, I just don't have a choice.
Any letter I get, I immediately go down to the courthouse, back to the courthouse where I got ordained, and get a restraining order. And and the judge is like, "Why do you want a restraining order against the person?" "I'll tell you, Judge. They sent me a physical letter. What kind of psycho knows where I live that is sending me letters? Don't let them anywhere near me. I need it."
We have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, singer, songwriter, friend of the show, John Mark McMillan joins us. We're going to be talking about the future of the church and culture. He was part of the Issue 100 Roundtable that we've been bringing you some interviews from. Last week we brought you Rachel Cruz and others. And so today,
I couldn't believe I missed Rachel Cruz, by the way. Y'all know she's one of my real life BFFs. I couldn't believe it.
Thanks for listening to the show. We did bring up your Las Vegas trip with Rachel Cruz.
Yeah.
And the fact that she brought envelopes.
And I did a recap. I did a recap.
That is a wild story.
I know your aversion to modern technology, so I knew you probably wouldn't listen. So I did a recap of the show, and
to be fair, I haven't had time.
I handwrote it and I mailed it to you. No surprise, it probably got lost. It's probably on me because I didn't know your address, so I just write Annie Downs, find her.
Nashville.
It's not that hard.
Bishop Annie Downs, Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, I put a picture. Right. I didn't put your address, but I put your picture on the outside of the envelope. I figured they could kind of figure it out.
If you didn't do Annie F. Downs, that's probably what went wrong.
Yeah, went to Australia. With all the fan mail for them.
Where the other Annie Downs
that explains the strange letter I got returned to me. So we won't go there. Let's just say there's an international restraining order against one Annie Downs.
Oh my gosh, Jesse. I missed your brain last week. Sorry, Cameron, go ahead.
No, nothing. So you're back. You sent some pictures last week riding horses, and you were in your
and how many of you guys responded?
Zero.
None of you.
Zero.
None of you respond
I was writing you a letter, Annie.
It is the worst part of our friendship is that I send friendly text and no one answers.
Well, we all think
letter?
you send it to the group. We all think somebody else is going to reply. If you send
But
it to
you
me
can
individually,
see in the group text that no one is responding to me.
Yeah.
but
Good thing for me, I'm very confident in myself, and I just keep on texting.
Annie, I saw 3 little dots from Tyler, and I thought, oh, he's got this.
He's got
and then
this.
they disappeared, and
Yeah.
I thought they were coming back. I thought it was
It's
just
on Tyler.
a very long reply.
But I do need y'all to talk about how proud you are of me for riding. I mean, I was in my cowgirl extraordinaire best life riding horses.
You really were.
what were you doing? Where were you?
I was at Lost Valley Ranch
Why?
out in Colorado for vacation. It was awesome. It was so much fun. I was with some of my dearest friends, and we rode horses, and we napped, and we laid by the pool, and we ate great food. It was just the most fun vacation I've been on in a really long
Was
time.
this I've always wanted to go to a dude ranch.
It is.
What?
It's just like,
okay.
Hey Dude. That's how I described it to my sister.
Okay, because I loved Hey Dude when I was a kid, and I've always wanted to
Yeah.
know the distinction between. I've always wanted to know the distinction between a ranch and a dude ranch. And look, Tyler's response.
Yeah, Tyler, thanks for texting me back right
I
now.
told you I saw his 3 dots. He's been composing that for a week now.
Just for
Very
everybody's
thoughtful.
sake, it
Oh,
says,
did that finally
this is
come
for,
through?
Oh, it just came through where it
Oh,
says,
yeah.
looks fun. Can't wait to podcast when you're back next week. Not now. Okay. Jesse, it's a total dude ranch. And you get to if you want to, you can sign up to do a horse ride where you go and move the cattle around, and you'd get to do the barrel racing. It is everything you want to do. My friend Chris wore chaps the whole time and
I gotta be
spurs.
honest, any vacation that any vacation that requires me to do any kind of work, even if it's of the period, like ranching, and I don't want that, man. I don't want any work on my vacay.
It's the best. It's so fun.
Like a dude ranch, I always got the impression they made you work the ranch, and I'm not paying to be a ranch hand.
No.
Okay?
You don't have to you don't out hay and feed them. You don't even have to put your own saddle on. You just get to ride out. I mean, there's no way 5 city slickers helping them move cows is actually affecting the ranch. They know exactly what they're doing, but it is really fun for people to get to circle around with all what are the dogs called? Cow dogs? No, that's not what they're called.
I like cow dogs.
Ranch dogs? Cow dogs. The cow dogs that run around the cows to help direct them. Those are there. I mean,
Herding
it's
dogs?
super fun, Jesse. You'd love it.
Jesse, I
Brad
think
Lomenick used to be the head wrangler at this particular ranch, you guys.
Brad,
Yes.
Wow.
Wait, okay. If you're the head wrangler, if you ever have there's only 2 places where you can maintain the title head wrangler. And that is 1, if you work at the dude ranch, and
Right.
2 is if you're the chief designer at the denim company. You're the head wrangler at that point.
Yeah, that's
At that point, you're personally designing jeans for Brett Favre and Little Nas X. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to be head wrangler. But if Brad Lomenick was a head wrangler, that's a job. That's a lifer. It's because there's no cooler job if you're meeting someone hey man, I'm an accountant, or I'm in sales, or I'm wash cars. Okay, cool. I'm the head wrangler at a ranch. That's the showstopper right
He
there.
was for 5 years. He was the head wrangler at Lost Valley.
Brad Lomenick grew up in Oklahoma, worked at a dude ranch, and then got into Christian leadership, and now mentors
right.
church teams.
That's right.
He's wrangling
Full
pastors.
circle.
That's
He
what
sent
he's
me
doing.
lots
wrangling.
of tips while I was there. I was like, Brad, this isn't going. Me and my horse named Buddy weren't having the dearest friendship ever. And I was like, Brad, I need help.
I
Did he
noticed
come
that.
through?
I noticed
Yes,
that
he
you
did,
buried.
but it still didn't go great.
You buried the lead a little bit there, Annie. Last night I happened to be perusing the old Netflix and ended up on the episode of The Office where, turns out, surprise, Michael and Jan went to Sandals, Jamaica, on a
Right.
secret
Yeah.
vacation.
Yeah.
You happened to slip in there that you were at the Dude Ranch with your quote unquote friend Chad, who only wore chaps the entire time. I'm kind of thinking this is a Sandals, Jamaica
let me make a couple of
situation.
corrections. His name is Chris.
Okay.
His wife's name is Lindsay.
Oh.
And
Does she know about
also
this
wore
trip? Does she know about this trip?
Married man.
Lindsay was also at
I
the
am
Dude
pinning
Ranch.
a very strongly worded letter.
Where's
I
the
don't need his
Levinson?
address. I'll just write
Where's
Chris
the Gould?
Chaps man.
I was with
Find him, postman.
married,
Find him.
a married
It's urgent.
couple, a family. It was the only single people were the Wranglers, and I didn't fall in love with any of them.
Oh,
I I
Really?
would have. They're we're all young Wranglers.
One of them could have been the next
What's
Brad
that? What's the
Lomenick.
problem with
Power
that?
couple.
The next Brad Lomenick was out there somewhere in the crowd. I missed it.
Power couple potential, Annie F. Downs.
I know.
They were all
I'm
just
usually
young
better than that.
Wranglers. You said that so dismissively, as if
No,
that doesn't
no, they
sound
were
like
wonderful.
That
They're
sounds like a great opportunity.
I mean, I think that's an entire literary genre, young Wranglers. I mean, it's
There's Amish fiction, and there's another whole genre where people fall in love with young Wranglers.
Yeah.
and I mean,
they have. I can see the little novel covers right
Yeah,
now. The
yeah,
paintings
right.
of the
Yeah.
prairie.
No,
We
it didn't
did
happen.
this was a few months ago now, but we did an episode where we talked about that whole subgenre of Christian literature. That's a very I think it's like Amish women or
Yeah.
like
it's all
Amish Christian
Amish romance.
But
Yeah.
it seems like there would be an opportunity. I don't know if it exists. Maybe it exists, but for like Christian Western romance
No.
novels.
Too sordid. It's too sordid.
She was a young up and coming star at her company, the Levi Strauss Corporation. One day at the Denim Convention, walking by the Union Bay and Bugle Boy booths, she saw him there, the head wrangler. A love story. Call me literary agents. Call me.
Hold on. So your romantic fantasy of her meeting a young strapping wrangler is that they met in a convention center
at a
High stakes world of
not
corporate
on the plains.
Why
Not
would
on
they
the
not
plains.
meet at Lost Valley Ranch?
Yeah, not on
Because-
horseback. No, not with the romantic creek,
Right,
beside
there's
them.
a creek. You're
No,
exactly right. There's
no,
a creek running right by
No,
it.
Jesse put them
takes
in
place-
fluorescent lighting.
Mine takes place at the Downtown Convention Center in lovely Des Moines, Iowa, at Denim Con 2019.
Oh my gosh, Denim Con. I mean,
This
I might
year's-
write this book,
this-
Jesse. This feels like a Hallmark movie we should pitch to Hallmark. You and I can put this together. They can go film it at Lost Valley.
Yeah, this
Some of the-
year's
use some
slogan
of the
for
wranglers that are
wait.
on site.
Wait, maybe the pretext is that when Annie was on vacation and he was working the ranch, their eyes locked, but they had a
Right.
moment, but they didn't ever meet. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
there were, man,
sure.
that guy's, and it's like a pretext to then years later,
Then we meet at Denim Con.
he's become the head wrangler. Yeah. His life took him one direction, your life went another direction, and you reunite, you lock eyes again at Denim Con.
You are delivering the keynote that year, and he's just
I'm the
captivated.
speaker at Denim
Yeah,
Con,
you're
and he didn't
delivering-
know at Lost Valley what my job was.
There she is. Who's this voice delivering the keynote
My
on how the heck
gosh.
does stonewashing work? I have to hear. It sounds so familiar. It sounds.
I love this story. Keep going, Jesse. Do we go back to Lost?
yeah.
Is our third run-in back at Lost Valley?
No, I think you connect at Denim Con, fall
We connect
madly
at
in
Denim
love,
Con.
and then end up settling down together in the plains at a ranch. You run a ranch
yeah,
together.
and together,
Wow.
you have this fantastic idea of skinny fit Jinkos that revolutionizes the industry.
I did learn. Here's one thing I would teach. I did learn that a proper cowboy, you wear jeans that stack at the bottom because you never want your boots to show. You always want your jeans to touch all the way to the bottom of your boots. So I could do some sort of, in the movie, I could do some sort of resurgence of how we make popular stacked jeans.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
this is. I'm on
And
the
I
seat
can
of my
beautiful
seat of my
I can see the
jeans.
line. I can see the line. You know, this is. It's out in the rain, out in front of the convention center, the last night of Denim Com, and you may never see each other again. And he goes, Annie, wait. And you turn around in the pouring rain, and you're both wearing your jean jackets with the collars up, and you're like, he goes, and this is what he says. He goes, I always pictured myself with someone who has good genes, and that's it. Like you kiss, and then it's a match. It is a romance for the ages, Annie. What do you
Wow.
think?
Do
What
I
you
play
think?
myself, or does Candace Cameron Bure play me? Because she's in all the Hallmark movies.
You get to choose.
I
You get to
think you
choose.
play yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to.
You've got
I have to.
You have the ability.
Well, it's an autobiography. It's an autobiography. I mean, it's like,
It's going to really happen. I'm sure maybe there was some wrangler that I didn't even notice that in multiple years when I'm speaking at Denim Con, we will see each other again.
all right. Well, moving the show along. Stay tuned. Up next, it's Slices.
Gold teeth, my neck, my wrist is froze. I got more ice than the snow. That guy, don't act like you don't know that guy.
You're listening to Bad Guy by Billie Eilish and Justin Bieber remix. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Wild Roses by Monsters and Men. Okay, it's time for
Slices.
What do you have, Jesse?
All right. I obviously have a twofer, but this one I've been looking forward to talking about. I might throw out the second one if this goes for the rest of the show, which I expected probably could. It's got that kind of potential. It's that kind of slice.
I haven't read anything because I only wanted you to tell me about this. I've avoided it all weekend.
I like this. I like this story a lot.
I almost killed this one because it's been in the news cycle. I mean, it hasn't been a full week because it didn't happen when we recorded last week. But there's an important update to this story this morning when we're recording on Tuesday morning. So have you guys, Cameron, you stay pretty close with the news. Tyler, I know you're familiar with the story because we've talked about it, about the Facebook page called Area 51. They can't stop all of us.
Yeah, of course.
Do you have any?
Of course.
So,
it's all Twitter's talking about.
It's one of the best.
A lot of memes,
one of the best memes that's been out there.
But there is a twist. There is a twist that happened this morning that we need to get to. Okay, so someone set up a Facebook page called Storm Area 51. They can't stop us all. The page had a very simple description. We will all meet up at Area 51 Alien Center tourist attraction and coordinate our entry. If we Naruto run, we move faster than their bullets. Let's see them aliens. Naruto run is like a reference to like a Japanese comic book where you basically run with your head forward and your arms like backwards, almost like an ostrich running.
Cohen does that, doesn't he,
Sure.
Cameron?
Yeah.
That is the first person I picture when you describe that. It's Cohen that I picture running like that.
So,
I can only see like the anime. Yeah, I don't really watch anime, but when I think of that, I think of the like different anime.
Yeah.
Gets.
Yeah, exactly. And that's sort of the inspiration for it. So, that was set up as kind of as a joke. Like, it's very funny. Like, just the idea of it is funny. But the problem is that a lot of people thought the joke was pretty funny. And within the first couple days, over 100,000 people had signed up to join the storming of Area 51.
Now it's well over 500,000.
Forgive me, where is Area 51? This is a question some people are asking, so I'm going to bring it as well.
It's an hour outside of Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's in the desert of Nevada. And for people who somehow don't have any familiarity with Area 51, it is a secretive military base that, people who believe in aliens say that the government is housing all our alien secrets there, including possibly some aliens themselves. And
What?
so, yeah,
That's the
That's the
lore around
conspiracy
the place, right?
part of
That's
it,
the
yeah.
legend.
We're
Yeah.
going, right?
well, hey, if we've been talking about where the next podcast event is going to be. And on September 20th, mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen, because that's when this storming is taking place. So as of this morning, as of Tuesday morning, right now, more than 1 million people have signed up
You
to
are
be a
lying
part
to me.
of this storming of Area 51. Now, obviously, go ahead.
To the point that like now the military's had to say like we will confront this with force if you guys show up. Like
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's what happened. So
This is how people have
See,
died.
this is why I wanted you to tell me. I wanted this shock and awe to be genuine and you to be the one who shares this with me. The government is going to be mad if everybody shows up at Area 51.
all right,
is it
so-
like a door that you knock on? What is Area 51? How do you go to an area?
it's a big part of land in the desert, which has like obviously like a military barrier around it, fencing and like prison almost. And then
Right.
inside of this kind of desert area, there's these buildings that they go underground, and the government has very top secret things happening there. And maybe it was like bomb testing back in the day or whatever. But like the lore is that this is where any of the unidentified flying object stuff or anything from outer space, whatever, this is where it's gone, because underground there's this like massive impenetrable area that this is where the government is holding all the secrets that they won't share, obviously aliens and other things.
Yeah.
So they're saying like, we're going to storm the gates and they can't stop 1 million of us. So we're going to overpower them. I mean, that's what they're saying. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
they're
fine.
saying-
Some people
so
will get
the-
shot,
the
but we're going to take it.
Yeah, the
This
joke
is the best.
The joke and the serious part is like, we're going to storm the gates and we're not just going to see them aliens. Now people are saying they want to rescue whatever aliens are there and befriend them. And so it's all fun and games.
That seems dumb.
But, so the person that created it has remained somewhat anonymous. Now, early on, he launched the site stormarea51.us, where he's selling a bunch of funny alien t-shirts, trying to capitalize. But then things took a turn for the more serious, and he decided to post this on the page and pin it to the top because so many people were signing up to storm a United States military base.
Right.
Okay?
That seems like a bad idea in general.
It's like a joke you don't make in the TSA line. Like, don't set up a page about storming a military base. The government tends not to have a great sense of humor about these things.
0%. Yeah.
So the page's administrator, after setting up his online store, said, "Hello, U.S. government. This is a joke, and I do not actually intend to go ahead with this plan. I just thought it would be funny and get me some thumbsies uppies on the internet."
That's what he said.
So again, everyone's having a good time. Everyone's having a good time. Everyone is thinking this is a cool, funny idea, except for those old stick in the muds, the United States Air Force, who has issued a statement that says Area 51 is an open range for the United States Air Force, and we would discourage anyone from trying to come into that area where we trained American armed forces. The U.S. Air Force always stands ready to protect America and its assets. So this isn't fun and games to them.
Even against Americans, we will protect. They're basically saying we are ready to throw down if you guys show up.
So even let's say hypothetically, let's say what if even 10%, what if even 100,000 of these million people showed up to storm the base?
That's
Here's
a
my
lot.
question to you guys. That is a lot. Tactically and strategically is like a mass storming a good plan, because I live right by a lot of military bases. I can hear them playing like the trumpet in the morning when they raise the flag, and I can hear it when they put it down at night. Like, and it's a big military base. It's where like the SEAL Team 6 is. It's right down the street. I ride by that fence.
SEAL Team 6 is right down the street from you?
Right down the street.
You should just go ask them about this.
I ride by that military base all the time. And the other day I was doing it with this in mind. If it wasn't just me, if it was 100,000 of me, okay? And I knew there was aliens back there. Like, just hypothetically, I'm hesitant to even bring this up hypothetically, because I don't want, the TSA, I don't want Edward Snowden's buddies, peeping in on the podcast, getting mad at my Denim Con jokes and then coming after me. I don't know why they'd be mad at that, but they seem like a sensitive bunch.
Yeah,
that's all.
yeah.
My dad worked for the denim industry. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Real talk, though, if anyone does work in the denim industry, what's with those little pockets on the side? What's with the pocket in a pocket? Are those for fashion reasons? What are you putting in there? They won't hold anything. I mean, like a popsicle stick, maybe. Who's carrying a tongue depressor around? I don't know what that pock's for. Anyway. I was driving by.
I want to know your take on Area 51. I feel like you probably have a hot take.
All I'm saying is to penetrate a military base of just a horde of people running through the open desert. I don't see it like it seems very doable. It seems plausible.
Unless they literally like bombed it from the air. I mean,
unless there was like a drone strike or something.
There's no amount of people, snipers and towers that could take down 1 million people.
But one issue is, again, we have to think a little less than 1 million, because obviously people are clowning on this, but Area 51 is way out. Like, once you reach that road that turns off, it's an unmarked road. I've watched YouTube videos about this. I know about Area 51. Once you reach the road, it's an unmarked road that turns off in the middle of the desert. You've still got a solid 5 miles. That's a lot with no cover. That's a long way to storm. You have to, they're going to see you coming.
What if you were in a cargo? Well, they don't only see them coming, they know the date.
Yeah.
I
don't think the element of surprise would have been huge, and they've lost that.
I think the right move is to rent a cargo plane and get everyone to go and get
that's
certified.
A good idea.
You mean like a Trojan horse?
No. I'm talking
Although I like where
parachute
your
in
head's
there.
at, Annie. We're sending a big present to Area 51. Just a big care package. I think you're onto something.
Hey guys, you're not going to believe this. 100,000 pairs of jeans just showed up. Says it's from DenimCon. Let's bring it in. Bring it. You know what? Where's the space on this base to open it? I know. Right down in the warehouse where we keep the aliens. Let's just open it down there. No, I'm talking about parachuting in like on Fortnite. Like a cargo jet just flies over. We're all hang gliding. Like if 1 million people in hang gliders just came flying into Area 51, I don't know what the Air Force's move there is.
Well,
you know?
okay. I mean, let's be realistic. So Tyler talked about the single lane road, unmarked road, 5 miles. The reason why they do that is so they can block it and clog it,
Right.
And you know, because they'll see it coming 5 miles away.
Yeah.
And then the area around it isn't traversable by common vehicles. You know, so like
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
way to get there other than this kind of
Wait, there's no
bottleneck.
roads?
Well, there's like
there's
this
a single
bottleneck.
road.
Yeah, there's this bottleneck road for safe, security reasons.
Oh,
Jesse's-
Jesse, tell me the conspiracy theories that are probably on the internet around this are going to take up my whole rest of my summer, aren't they?
Area 51 is
Yeah.
famous.
Great.
I mean,
You
like
could-
Transformers is based on Area 51.
And you could spend a whole night binging Netflix docs on Area 51. Real talk. Like there's no
Oh, I
shortage of
can't
Area
wait.
51 material.
So, but then to Jesse's idea of air, I mean, it's going to be a restricted airspace, and within seconds of somebody coming in the region, fighter jets are going to be on it and will shoot down. I mean, think about it. I mean, that's the thing
You're
of
right.
like, this is restricted airspace. We will shoot you down. They will be warning the pilot. This is coming. It's coming. Boom. And then everybody's down in one fell
What if
swoop.
the pilot says, I got a bunch of jeans I'm dropping off. It's a big big promotion we're doing.
Everything from
We're
DenimCon.
airdropping some jeans. And all of a sudden they're like, all right, come on into the airspace. I mean, we you got all sizes. Yeah, we got them all. We'll just airdrop them in. All of a sudden it's a bunch of people just hang gliding in, you know?
The sad thing is the pizza guy. The sad thing is like there's going to be a conspiracy theorist that doesn't get the joke, and there's going to be
Yeah.
people who show up and they're going to get hurt or killed. I mean, they are.
Oh, you think? I mean,
Yeah.
you think? My
Or
guess is
arrested,
by
or
that
arrested.
date they'll just like have people standing at the fence and be like, "Go back, go back, go back."
In
It was a guy
January, somebody tried to breach Area 51 and he was shot and killed.
Yeah.
joking. What?
Yeah.
That's
Why?
why.
Do I
January.
not know any of this?
Because the
That's
aliens.
why I will be taking 10,000 of the finest of the horde, and we will be tunneling in. And I'd like to see them get us then. So they're the Air Force, not the underground force. Okay.
If Shawshank Redemption taught us anything, it's about tunnels.
Exactly. See, I'm going the exact opposite. They're masters of the air. They are literally the force in the air. They are the Air Force. I'm going subterranean. Okay, this
are
is
the
so
Air
outside their expertise. They're not going to see what hit them. They're going to be sitting down there experimenting on aliens, and all of a sudden, guess who just pops out of the ground making a run for it? 10,000. Me and 10,000 of my friends, and
Jesse.
we will have jeans for them.
All in
Jesse, I
Wranglers.
believe in Ocean's 11, they were able to procure the tunneling equipment
That's true.
for $400,000. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I think you could do it.
Small
Do you
price to
guys
pay.
think there are aliens there?
I mean,
I haven't watched the documentary, so I don't know.
I wouldn't. I'll say this. This is a tangent for another show. We can
No,
do a
it's
whole other
not.
podcast.
It's a tangent for right now.
I listen. It's not totally implausible to me that there's intelligent life somewhere, and
Of course.
it's not implausible that. Okay, so let's just break it down like step by step rationally. If it's not implausible that there's intelligent life out there, it's not implausible that intelligent life would look for other intelligent life, and that would be far advanced enough and would be able to get here. Like if that's within the realm of plausibility, if they did make contact or crash land here, who is the most plausible entity to make contact and develop some sort of secure location to house these artifacts? Well, it would obviously be the military. So I'm not saying I think there are, but I'm saying, it's not totally implausible. Like it seems like if you can believe all of those things, it would make, rational sense, but I'm not saying I believe it.
I think
Wow.
very recently, 2 weeks ago, there was congressional hearings about the UFOs
About
that
UFOs,
the Air
yeah.
Force was running into in the last year, and the repeated visitations of these objects that were moving unlike any natural aircraft and are on video with aircraft pilots encountering them. And they had to have congressional hearings about it. And that's in the public. So what encounters have there been that that is too, for national security reasons, too much for the public to handle? They kind of keep that stuff under wraps at Area 51. So
I do have a friend that's really high in the Air Force. And whenever space stuff comes out in the news, I'm always like, you've known this for 2 years, haven't you? And he's like, yeah. I mean, they know way more than we know.
I do think there are maybe some certain persons in high levels of the U.S. government who these days could be trusted to reveal top secret U.S. intel if that existed to the public. We don't need to name names here, but it seems like it's getting a little bit harder to keep certain secrets in the high levels of the U.S. government and keep those from the public. And some people get a little feisty on Twitter or different social media channels and share them. So some of my conspiracy theories haven't weathered this current administration super well, because I just think it would be out.
I completely agree with you. I think the second, I'm not going partisan. I'm just being realistic.
Yeah.
If the current administration is facing a news cycle that is unfavorable to them, they tend to distract and do other things to get the news cycle focused on other things, including right now with the more racist tweets and stuff like that. It's because there's some other things going on that they're trying to just deflect from. And I think the second, to Tyler's point, things really got bad for the current administration, he would go, guess what? I found the aliens. Here you go. And that's all America would be talking about, and would completely not pay attention to everything else.
And this would be prime time with this Facebook. This would be a good time to launch to get it out there.
And I think I totally agree with you, but I think there are some secrets that are above the office of the president.
I agree.
Are there?
I agree with that.
Yes.
Oh, y'all are my favorite friends. True. What a great thought.
I really
can't believe that.
I think
plausible
just
deniability. That's just smart. That way, the president doesn't have to lie. The president would, but the president doesn't have to lie.
Right.
The president lie?
I completely agree with you. I think if he knew, he would have said, and I think because of that, the people who are not appointed by individual administrations, but are lifelong security professionals in the government, have kept things from the politicians that come and go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, not to be conspiratorial, but Cameron, they might be using the same play opposite. Like, hey, we can't have the American public and the news media totally obsessed with aliens and what these military, soldiers and officers are coming forward saying that they saw. We can't let this get out. So let's facilitate drama with our lawmakers and our politicians to distract from the real story. Now, that's getting like deep state shadow government conspiracy. But again,
I like all of this.
I'm not saying I believe any of that. I'm just saying it's not outside the realm of plausibility. That's all.
Yeah. The fact that there's institutions in the government that have been there and professionals and leaders that have been there for decades upon decades, and they can't let things come, politicians come and go, and policies and priorities come and go and shift and whatever. And there's certain things that America has prioritized, national security being probably the top, that they just can't jeopardize. If you have a good administration or a bad administration or thoughtful or impulsive, you can't jeopardize certain things. And I think that there's checks and balances in place that restrict information from even the highest levels of government. Absolutely.
If Annie, or for anyone who wants to go on a deep dive rabbit trail about this topic,
don't I?
There is a gentleman named Robert Bigelow who runs
I
a
don't
company
believe
called
him at all.
The names. He's a billionaire who runs Bigelow Aerospace, who's had multi-million-dollar government contracts to investigate or to create things for the military and for the Air Force. And his motives are purely to find aliens. In fact, he actively believes that there are already aliens here, and his company, which works with the government, he's very kind of cryptic the way he talks, but he's a believer, and he's worked through many administrations.
A believer, a Christian believer, or a believer?
No.
Okay.
I mean, he might be, but
but you mean
he's
a believer in, yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, when you start reading some of the stuff, you're like, oh, it's not outside the realm of plausibility. But I will say this to anyone who is planning on storming this base, it's a terrible idea. I will be there because I'm very curious, but I will say this, at least as a measure of goodwill, bring some bootcut jeans for those guys.
I was about to say, the guy
Just a
denim
couple-
on denim is Jesse.
A couple cases of bootcut jeans. I'll be out there, denim, head to toe. I'll be wearing a denim hat. I'm going to look like Britney Spears.
Brittany and Justin.
On the red carpet in the year 1999. Okay, I will be. I will look good too. I'm not talking to Jay Leno. I'm not just talking the denim shirt and
You're talking
jeans.
the real deal.
I'm talking denim jacket, denim vest, maybe
Denim
shirt
hat,
underneath,
denim
maybe
hat.
not. It's the desert. It's gonna be pretty hot out there. Denim cowboy hat, and obviously some liberally cut bootcut jeans. I mean, almost bell bottoms. I'm talking. Maybe even some denim smocks.
I'm
or
getting
something.
very much do you remember the infamous Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, MTV VMAs,
Exactly.
all
Yeah.
denim get up
Yeah.
from 2001, maybe I want to say 2001, somewhere in there. Is that pretty much the look?
Exactly. And
100%.
I think that will send a signal to the Air Force, to our alien friends, that I come in peace and I look darn good. And Denim Con 2020. Okay. I know we got a lot to get to, but I just want to say one bit of cool news. Tyler, me and you, you know this story, but Annie or Cameron, did you hear about this church that found a 53rd week in their fiscal year budget?
Yes. I
Did you hear
love
about
this
that story, Cameron?
Tell us, yeah.
It's a very cool story.
It is a cool story.
I do read relevantmagazine.com from time to time.
I was teeing it up for the listener. You guys could have played along. No, tell me. That sounds very interesting.
Oh, Jesse, I haven't heard anything. Well, I did that with Area 51 and I meant it.
Yeah. No, so
I'll
there's
fake with you on this one.
Stetson Baptist Church in Florida noticed like an anomaly on their calendar, just how the days broke. I don't know if it was a leap year. I have no idea how that happened, but
Yeah, how did that happen for them and not the rest of us?
I don't know.
It
However,
did
they
happen
had
for the rest of I think everybody else does monthly budgets. They apparently do a weekly budget.
Oh, got it.
Maybe. And so anyway, they were looking at their fiscal year, and the fiscal year was coming up pretty soon here. It ended in the summer, and they realized they actually had 53 weeks in the fiscal year. Instead of the 52. And so instead of canceling the tithe that week, they decided to tell the congregation that they're going to do a special tithe. And people were very generous. They gave about $154,000. And instead of just using it for a building fund or rainy day money or whatever, you could have used it for, the church decided to give it all to two organizations. One is a local home that helps children in the foster care system. The other is a charity group called RIP Medical Debt. And what they do is they buy outstanding medical debt, essentially for pennies on the dollar. If a hospital or insurance, company is pursuing medical debt for someone, that debt eventually gets sold, like credit card debt eventually gets sold, and you're able to buy that debt for a very low price because a lot of people look at it as bad debt. And so it's if you can collect it, good luck. But here it is. You can buy it for pennies on the dollar. So the church partnered with this group called RIP Medical Debt that buys, this outstanding medical debt. And they were able, because of how it works, they were able to buy medical debt for over 6,500 families and forgive the debt with the extra money that they raised during that 53rd week. No one told them that next year only has 51 weeks in the fiscal year, and they're going to have quite the deficit. But
It's going to be a hard year.
Yeah, it's. I didn't mean to break it to them, but it's a good thing they did this year. Good work, Stetson.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's great. All right, what do you have, Annie?
Okay, so there is this article that just came out that says more Americans identify with no religion than ever before. So we've reached a new peak where there are more people who say they don't have any religion than ever have in the history of America. But the interesting thing is that 3 states out of our 50 have seen evangelical growth and have really the churches are thriving there. And so my question for you is, do you guys have a guess of what 3 states it is that have gone up in evangelical growth?
So it's declined in 47, but there
Yes.
are 3 in which it's gone up.
Yes.
My guess
Yes.
is that the Bible Belt has gone down because I grew up in the Christian culture thing. I'm leaving it. I think so. The Bible Belt's gone down. I think maybe more of the secular states, maybe like California,
Nope.
maybe Washington, New York.
Nope.
Let me give you guys a hint. We're in this probably not a coincidence. Growth happened in the heart of denim country. Okay, now with that knowledge, I want you to make
He's
your
not
guesses,
wrong.
Tyler.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Colorado.
I'm going to guess Texas.
Nope. Go north.
Colorado.
Nope. Keep going north.
Nebraska.
Minnesota.
Turn left.
Turn left if
Montana.
you're facing the map.
If you're going up
on
the map, if you're going up, if you're walking up the map, turn
Montana.
left from Minnesota,
Montana.
north
Idaho and
from,
Montana.
You're getting closer.
North Dakota, South Dakota.
Wyoming.
Oh, yeah, Wyoming. You got
denim
one in
country.
Wyoming.
Denim country.
Cameron,
Jesse, how
keep
do you know
going.
all
You're
these?
close.
Okay.
I think about the
Oregon?
Listen,
Oregon.
there are 3 state flags that are just a big piece of denim. Which are they? And you'll know your answer.
Okay, so we have Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Oregon.
Nope, but Cameron got it real close. He said North Dakota, but it's not North Dakota.
Okay.
I
all
said
right.
North and South, but
It's South
to
Dakota.
South Dakota.
And then
Where's
the
the last
last one
one?
is not connected, is not one of the lower 48, if you will.
Oh, Hawaii.
Alaska.
Yeah,
Denim,
50-50 on
denim
that
country,
one.
Tyler.
Yeah, 50-50.
Denim country. Did I say
Wear
Panama
jeans in
Jack Hat?
Hawaii.
Did I say Panama Jack Hat? Did I say Tommy Bahama? Did I say white linen pants? Okay. No, Tyler.
It's Alaska.
Hawaii.
It
Denim
took
country.
us a while, but
Wyoming,
we
South
got through-
Dakota, and Alaska.
Wyoming.
And I won't make you guess this, but the countries that the states that grew in the none category of religion that are the ones who are saying more than ever they have no religion are Hawaii. So the other one,
Really wrong.
Wisconsin, West Virginia, and Rhode Island. I thought West Virginia was interesting because I would have considered that kind of Bible belty.
Well,
But-
Rhode Island, like 3 nuns moved there, and it's a population explosion.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, so these are the ones who have declined in evangelical and this is from 2008 to 2018.
And
So
this is
just in a
strictly the
decade.
decline. Yeah.
Just in
Strictly
a
the
decade,
decline
it's
of-
gone up in Wyoming, South Dakota, Alaska. It's gone down in Hawaii, Wisconsin, West Virginia, Rhode Island.
I assume that along with that, the good states of Alaska, Wyoming, and South Dakota have also seen just a massive explosion in generosity and giving,
Yes. Yes.
decline, and maybe in miracles and miraculous sights, and angels.
We will know them by their love. And
That's
I
right.
think we're all feeling the love from South Dakota these days.
that-
They're just good
That's
people
right.
up there.
I do love Sioux Falls.
I've been wondering why they just seem like real salt of the earth in South
Yeah.
Dakota these
I
days.
think that's really interesting that more than ever there is a none to religion. It almost feels also like the people don't want to say Republican or Democrat. They just want to say I'm nothing. You know, like I just am what I want to be. And that feels like the same thing.
You know, it teed me off, Annie.
Oh, I love
that
when you
it
get
was
teed
getting
off.
that South Dakota was getting more like evangelical and, you know, getting some big hip churches is they actually put Supreme hats on the guys on the Mount Rushmore. It was a bold move, but it was a very preacher sneaker kind of thing. I mean, it was a really interesting move. I mean, they're getting really appealing to the youths up there. And no wonder they're seeing an explosion. There's a direct correlation between your ability to acquire streetwear and
Right.
growing a powerful, influential ministry, getting those nuns back. You know, you know, it'd be funny if the whole time you're like, no, I'm talking literal nuns, like sisters in the Catholic
Like
Church.
in
rise of the nuns.
Yeah. No.
The rise of the nuns. It's
really
very
funny.
scary. I mean, they're terrifying. They're going to storm Area 51. There's so many of them. They've got
Man,
nothing
what if
to
it
do.
was nuns who decided to storm Area 51? That's a great
You
put
can't
together.
shoot a nun. Nobody's going to shoot a nun.
Nobody's
so
going to
if
shoot
a million
a nun.
nuns start running,
Didn't you see? Why can't they? Sister Act? They won't shoot a nun. That's the whole thing of Sister Act and Sister Act 2 is they won't shoot a nun. So that's why they hide Whoopi Goldberg at a nunnery.
Well, haven't you
have.
seen The Town with the bank robbing movie with Jeremy Renner and Ben Affleck? Dressing up as nuns didn't work too hot for them. So Spoiler alert. Jeremy Renner goes down in a blaze of gunfire at the end of The Town, which is a fantastic movie from the late 90s, which I saw on an airplane, Ethiopian Airlines going to Somaliland, which was the featured film. It's only about 17, 18-year-old movie that I got to watch again.
Directed by Ben Affleck, if I remember right?
Probably
Like one of his
best,
directorial wins.
12-year-old Ben Affleck. All right, what do you have, Tyler?
All right, so this is a story about we're doing another meme. This is another story from the internet about one that's kind of it's kind of come and gone, but this meme pops up here and there again, and it's got a connection to relevant the Florida Man meme. You guys are familiar
Yes.
with Florida Man. For on the off chance that you don't know, really briefly, a few years ago, or in 2012, it became very in vogue to kind of joke about local Florida stories because there was a unique number. It seemed like there was a unique number of stories from Florida that were very strange, and the headline would always be "Florida Man does blank." Florida man wrestles with an alligator in his back of his pool. Florida man does drugs. It sounds like a Vice headline.
Well,
Florida man does crazy drugs and jumps off the roof of a building.
Yeah.
Weird things like that.
And it picked up steam a little while back because of the Florida Man Challenge, which was you type into Google Florida Man and your birth date, and the first headline that comes up is your Florida Man story.
It's
so
your
like
Florida
for
Man
mine,
story.
it says drunk, shirtless Florida man arrested for shoveling spaghetti. So you could see how, and the picture just looked like the old me, which is really scary. I don't know if this is from the future, but it looked like the old man me from the app.
Wait a minute. Is it illegal to shovel spaghetti in Florida? That doesn't seem like a crime. Seems
I
strange.
don't understand this one. I just did this. I've never done what you just said, Florida man and then your birth date. Florida man finds bright green iguana and toilet and calls 911. That's mine. That's not even
so
that
bad.
crazy.
On the
That's not too
spectrum,
bad.
Yeah,
that's
that feels
not
like
that
it
bad.
is a real Florida thing to do.
He was doing people a service. He called the feds.
But I think we're going to feel bad about even taking this challenge, right, Tyler? Is that the point?
Yeah,
of your
that's
slice
kind of what we're getting to. Well, maybe not.
To shame us for innocent internet fun.
I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody to do it, and I don't know about bad, but there were some interesting questions raised about it because the Washington Post did a lengthy deep dive, and the Florida Man. What really kicked Florida Man into high gear was the Twitter account Florida Man, which would just collect and aggregate all of these Florida Man stories in one place. And it picked up a lot of followers when it first came out. The person behind that account has been anonymous ever since it first started. But Washington Post found this guy who's ready to come forward and talk about why he is giving up. He is retiring the Florida Man account. This guy's name is Freddie Campion. He's 33 years old, used to be a writer for GQ, now works out in Hollywood. And he said that once he started delving into the stories behind these headlines, he realized how many of them, as is probably not super surprising, come from stories of people who are struggling with addiction, people with mental health issues, people who are incarcerated or in poverty. And so their dumb criminal stories often came from a place of real desperate need. They didn't know how else they were going to get money or were trying to do something for their family, to help their family to get off the streets. And so he realized that the headline was funny, but then the stories often were actually not funny at all. So as he realized this, he tried to rebrand the account a little bit around 2015. And I guess Florida Man, and I had stopped following the Twitter account by this point, but it took on a little more of an activist sheen, trying to tweet out links to different organizations, nonprofits that were trying to do good things in Florida and help to alleviate some of the situations in Florida that had led to some of these stories that were very funny. That whole time, it didn't really work. That's not what people wanted from the Florida Man account. So he announced that he is shutting the whole thing down. And this is a quote that he gave to the Washington Post. He said, "The irony is not lost on me that I thrust some people into the spotlight when they didn't want it. And I was asking for a courtesy myself that wasn't afforded to a lot of other people," because he wanted to remain anonymous, of course, but the people who were in these stories that he was tweeting out did not. So I think it's something that's very easy for all of us to do. I've definitely been guilty of this on social media, where you start there's this dog pile of different like funny stories that pops up of different people who find themselves in the spotlight for reasons that are very funny to read about, but it's probably the worst day of a lot of these people's life, their worst, most humiliating experience, that if they could go back and change, they would have done things very, very differently. And a spot that honestly, any one of us could find ourselves in if circumstances just went a little bit differently for any of us. So it's interesting to see this guy, Freddie Campion, was willing to address that and eventually willing to give it up because he actually applied some thoughtfulness to the meme, to the craze that he'd created. Yeah. And I guess it got me thinking a little bit about my own social media habits too.
Yeah, I think there's definitely cautions against like what they call punching down, like in comedy, right? Or where you're making fun of someone who doesn't have like the power or influence that you do, versus like making a joke about a politician or someone like that that's in a position of power to kind of level the playing field a little. But some of them are pretty innocent, like the person that found the iguana in the toilet. Like, I mean, that's just like I do think there's a difference between like innocent funny stories like that and someone who committed some horrible crime, but it is interesting he's having that degree of self-reflection.
That's pretty good. All right, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, John Mark McMillan joins us.
I just need a little time to show you I'm worth it. I know that I can be a difficult person. I'm a stress case, drive you up the wall when I'm working. Actually, I'm probably worse when I'm not. You don't deserve it, make you nervous cause you know I'ma break soon. Every time I do, I say something that hurts you. Acting like I'm gone, but we both in the same room. I don't like to be wrong, which I know you relate to. And I know I make you feel like you're at the end of your road. That's when I look at you and tell you I'll be better alone. It's just a pride talking, isn't it? Cause both of us know I'm the definition of wreck. If you look into my soul, comes out the most when I feel I'm in a vulnerable place. Made a lot of mistakes, I wish I knew how to erase. When I'm afraid, might get distant and I push you away. But no matter the case, I'ma do whatever it takes.
You're listening to NF. The song is Time from his upcoming album, The Search. Well, today's show is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, professional blog, or an online store, it's all included with your Squarespace website. Creating a site with Squarespace is a simple, intuitive process. You can add and arrange your content and features with the click of a mouse. You can even design a best-in-class online store for your denim collection with Squarespace's award-winning templates, customizable settings, and more, all without a single plugin. Including all the tools you need to track inventory, process the orders, and send custom emails in one intuitive interface, Squarespace Commerce allows you to understand every aspect of your booming denim business. Go to squarespace.com/relevant right now for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your website, use the offer code RELEVANT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
For example, Jean-Claude Van Damme, the cool denim store.
Denimcon.com. We should get that.
Speaking of, this is a mini slice that I just saw. I think this is a good one. Have you guys been following the saga of this alligator in Chicago?
Yeah,
wandering around Humboldt Park.
Chance the Snapper. Yeah.
Chance the Snap. I just realized he got a name, Chance the Snapper, which is a great name for an alligator.
Yeah,
they finally captured him. They've successfully captured him, and they're taking him to a better home, a safer place for alligators. They still don't know how the alligator got in there. But I love Chance the Snapper as a name. Hats off to the good people of Chicago.
Somebody traveled across the country with that because those things do not appear naturally above the South.
Yeah, it's not natural.
Yeah. John Mark McMillan is a platinum-selling songwriter and artist whose music ranges from being worshipful and reverent to presenting honest reflections about faith and life. John Mark is one of 40 artists, influencers, activists, leaders, and academics featured in the 100th issue of Relevant, which we look at the state of culture, justice, the church, and intentional living, where we've been and where we're going. Here is part of our conversation with John Mark McMillan.
Not a lot of Christians, I feel like, are overly concerned with like putting up this wall between themselves and kind of mainstream culture. And now you have, and I feel like that's translated on the other side too. You've got like, Chance the Rapper with, Kirk Franklin on his album, and they're doing essentially like these kind of takes on church songs, or Kanye West openly talking about the Bible, and there's tons of examples. Why do you think that mainstream audiences have kind of become seemingly more comfortable with artists discussing faith and kind of spiritual messages?
I think it's always been there, to an extent. I mean, you have Bob Marley singing about his religion, and it was, you've heard him on the radio for decades singing, give thanks and praise to the Lord and I'll feel all right. I think it's because he also doesn't judge, his music doesn't seem to be requiring anything of you. I think people are more aware of coercion now than they've been. They realize when they're being fed ads, when they see someone drinking a Coke on Stranger Things, they know why they're drinking a Coke on Stranger Things. And I think they understand when they hear you talk a certain way about God that you're talking about it in a coercive way, and Chance doesn't seem to be singing about it in a coercive way. That may be a little heavy-handed, because I don't think that people in Christian music are doing it for bad reasons. But I think people can tend to smell that now. As I think before it's like, the music's great, right? It's like if the music's good, they don't care about the lyrics, but that's just not true. It's like they really do care about what they at least assume the intent of the artist. I think because people these days are more aware of that, that doesn't mean that they're not also interested in a spiritual conversation, because I think people really, really are, maybe even more than ever.
Do you feel like, kind of to your point about like someone like a Chance, that you don't feel like there's any agenda there, where he's talking about faith because faith is part of who he is. And it's like there's this real authenticity to it. But there's also, for audiences, this like acceptance of kind of his struggles with different things, Do you feel like, even whether it's like a mainstream artist talking about faith, or an artist that is a Christian but talking about faith in a way that's more challenging and, is more honest, do you feel like, even like your Christian fans, do you feel like they're more open to songs that have a degree of wrestling in them than they were, say, 10 years ago or something, where Christians now are comfortable wrestling with ideas like doubt and anger and all these different themes in music compared to, like I said, maybe like a generation ago?
Yeah, definitely. Probably 10 years ago, but definitely 20 years ago. And most of the people I run into, like most of my fans, are also listening to The National and Bon Iver and Beyonce. Yeah. And so I feel like 20 years ago, it was much more likely to run into people who didn't have a musical vocabulary outside of, Christian or worship music. But now I think people are listening to everything. Yeah. And so I think that contributes as well. But also culturally, like just the internet in general, I think has done something to us that we don't quite understand yet. It's like the printing press, but like on a whole nother level. Like, I don't think it's one of those things, every generation there's sort of a technological thing that sort of speaks into the culture of that generation or the very nature of that generation. But I think that the internet is not just one of those. I think it's like much bigger than even that. I think it's not just sort of our generation's kind of thing, the way, our parents had TV and maybe their parents had radio. I think it's actually changes the way we think about life and God, and we just don't know it yet.
keeping that in mind, like the way that the internet has changed the way, not just that we consume media, but like you were saying, the way that we're exposed to ideas and the way that we think about how the information and content we consume, affects us in a lot of ways, because it is different than a generation ago. Like there are fewer of those like shared collective experiences. You got like the Super Bowl and Stranger Things, but it's really kind of content is consumed on this like individual basis to a large degree. And if you had like a young artist come to you that wants to make music that reaches people, that impacts people, but also is like honest and, is something new. And they were really concerned with balancing, like, how do I make music that's going to appeal to, audiences whose sensibilities have been affected by technology, who have that ability to kind of sniff out, like you were saying earlier, those like agendas in it and like kind of the salesmanship of ideas, but also wants to present themselves honestly. What would your advice be to them as they approach creating music?
I guess we would call that the believability, right? We assume they're being honest. Like I assume Chance is being honest because this is high level of believability. He may just be like a master at what he does. And it may just be total BS. And he's just that good. I don't think so. I want to think he's not, but you know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about believability. So and people have different approach to creating that, to generating that. For me, I think the best way to do that is to try to be as honest as you can with yourself in your music. I mean, I guess everyone says they're honest. I don't think anyone says like, I'm going to not be honest about how I feel. But I think that there's this initial sort of instinct to want to make music that people want to hear. Right. And say things that people want to hear and signal in ways that get you noticed. And I understand all that, but I think there's got to be a point when you do your best to bypass all of those instincts and get down to like why you're singing in the first place. And I'm not telling people what that has to be. It might be you're singing for fun, and that's like totally great and awesome. And honestly, if you learn how to just have fun, then you're probably going to reach a lot of people because a lot of people want to have fun. So if I want to reach people in a positive way, I want to do two things or three things. One, you want to work on your craft, like your just technical ability. Number two is I think you want to figure out how to be as honest as possible with yourself in what you're doing. And then number three is like you want to work on yourself as a person and let that bleed into your music. So like, I don't like the idea of evangelistic music, but I guess for me, it's more like if I want people to understand the way I feel about God, then I just want to be really honest with myself and allow that to seep into my music.
That was John Mark McMillan. Make sure to check out more of that conversation in the 100th issue of Relevant. You can view it right now at relevantmagazine.com. Up next, your feedback. You're listening to Bon Iver. The song is Faith. It's time for your feedback. Last week, we didn't have Annie, so we just killed the question of the week, and we did Ask the Cast both weeks, or both shows last week. So this is your feedback from the week before. If you remember back, we asked you what the weirdest tattoo was that you've ever seen in the wild.
Oh, I love this.
And your theories about why it exists on that person. Here are some of your responses.
Okay, so I mentioned I saw a really cool tattoo. I was on the internet, not in the wild, of a shirtless dude, and it was a full back piece of Jesus descending from heaven, descending from the clouds, playing bass guitar. Okay, and Ashley said that her husband has a theory about this tattoo that makes perfect sense.
This is good.
Ashley said, Jesus is the rock, and you need a solid base. It all adds up. I mean, theologically, I think she's right on there, you know?
Yeah.
And it makes more sense than anything else I can think of.
Yeah.
There's no other, there's no more. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's the best thing we've got.
And I will say this. I know we've done some reflections on the morality of it, but I'm almost assured that tattoo was painted there in Florida. So I think that's just, one of the things on the wall there at the tattoo shops in the Panhandle. You go on. So you get the tribal, you get the letters, the Chinese letters, or we have Jesus playing bass. Which one do you want? You got to pick from the wall. You got to pick from the wall. One of them is your fullback, and we'll take all day. So let's go ahead and just get started on that one.
I like the one that D said he or she, it's just the letter D, saw a very nice tattoo of the Swedish chef from the Muppets on a guy's arm. What would make you get the Swedish chef as a tattoo?
Yeah. I don't know. Like who?
That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. When I would watch the Muppet Show as a child, I actually liked the Swedish chef. I thought he was. I thought he was funny, but he's not somebody you're gonna like brand yourself with. It's kind of a niche cameo. It's not.
And the other thing is well, maybe they're a Swedish chef in real life, but it's like, I don't even know what Swedish food is. Like, you couldn't tell me, I don't know, some kind of weird fish.
Yeah, meatballs.
Do they
have you ever been to an IKEA? I mean, it's meatballs.
That's
right.
Meatballs and fish. That's what I think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
She said very nice tattoo, and I'd be interested in seeing that, like the artistic prowess of this tattoo artist who brought the Swedish chef to life.
This one's from Charlie, and this is funny. I didn't know you went to college with Charlie. It says the best tattoo I saw was definitely a student at my college who got YOLO tattooed down the back of his arm. The problem is that it was crooked, so when he wore his bro tanks, it kind of curved to one side on the bottom. Again, Tyler, I didn't notice it curved. I didn't want to say anything.
What's funny is
they really botched it.
He probably doesn't know. It's on the back of his arm.
He can't see. I have no idea what you're talking about. I just told the artist to go wild.
When he angles, to bring his arm around and look in the mirror, it angles the arm and it's straight in the mirror.
Right.
And then when he hangs,
this is not me, but I do have a tattoo on the back of my arm, and I get asked about it a lot because there's kind of a lot going on it.
It's a Swedish chef playing the bass.
And I can never tell now what's this going on here on the bottom, and I'm like, I don't remember. But you'll have to figure it out.
But it's very cool, right? Right.
I probably.
Carter saw a guy. He can't figure out why he got it, but the tattoo says, "Keep it 100. Beers, not fears."
Again, if people knew the official state slogan of Northern Florida, they would know that's we have E pluribus union on our coins, and Virginia has Six Semper Tyrannis on their flag. Right. It's keep it 100 beers, not fears in Florida. It's very very rapid. It's right there at the state house.
The thing about Florida people don't understand is it's 5 different states in one. I mean, in South Florida, North Florida, Central Florida, they're all radically different. This state slogan unites us all. South Florida is keep it 100. North Florida is beers, not fears. So the official slogan is keep it 100 beers, not fears. So everybody feels represented.
They on the map, they have it, divided between, there's a line right down the middle. It's South Beach and Mud Park. And that's the two big regions.
I can't get my brain around a mud park. I still can't understand.
You go mudding in your SUV and your 4 wheels. You go and kick up all the mud with your big tires.
Yeah, there you go.
Not take much to entertain a Floridian.
Timothy here. This one seems nitpicky, and honestly, I wouldn't even know. I would not know that this was a typo. Yeah, because Timothy posted a picture of his friend who has Psalms. It says Psalms 23:4 on his arm. And evidently, when you write scripture reference for the book of Psalms, you're not supposed to make it plural. you're supposed to say Psalm 20. That seems
It's
like
a little,
you're splitting hairs
it's a
there.
little, yeah.
Yeah.
But what you don't realize is that he was actually trying to get Psalm 423 tattooed on his own wrist.
That's where it all went sideways.
All right, that'll do it for last week's feedback. It's time for this week's.
Editorial question of the week. Hey.
Earlier in the show, we spent quite a bit of time pontificating about our very own Bishop Annie F. Downs' Hallmark movie.
Oh, Lord.
The one set on the lovely Dude Ranch with all the Wranglers and their chaps. Today's question of the week is, we want to know the title and tagline and maybe some casting choices or key plot devices for Annie F. Downs' Hallmark movie. What would you call it?
Wow.
And what would it be about? Let us know. You can tweet us at Relevant Podcast. Let us know. And who knows, some of our more ambitious and creative people may just make a movie poster for Annie
Oh,
F.
boy.
Downs'
Or
Hallmark.
actually
Yeah.
secure funding to get
Feels
this
like more
project
than I
off the
signed up
ground.
for.
Or just send
Go
us
on
the trailer.
vacation for a week. I come back.
Hey, listen. From my understanding, Netflix is basically buying anything these days, green lighting. So, you know,
So we've got a real shot here.
If I know anything about Hollywood, all you need is a name and a movie poster, and then I think after
you're
that,
good to go.
the plot, the script, and all that's just secondary.
It's
So
like
Wow.
it's like the Michael Scott when he his version was she was like it was Holly was like, Michael, you're gonna cry. You cry even just describing your own fake movie. He goes, Holly, he had no arms or legs. He couldn't see, speak, or hear. This is how he led a nation. And then Michael starts tearing up. Basically, that's what we want. That's what we're looking for, people.
Wow.
This
Here
is
we
how
go.
we led a nation.
Annie, what celeb do you hear you look like? Who do you get compared
The
to?
most I hear is Emma Stone.
I
Is
can
Emma
see
Stone?
that. I
Yeah,
can
I
see
hear
that.
Emma
sure,
Stone
so
a
that makes
lot.
so you cast her.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's a
that's
big
an honor.
name.
That's
She's a
very,
big name.
Yeah.
She'll bring in. She'll get butts in seats.
She'll be into this story. Yeah. She loves a denim con. So
Uh-huh.
she'll be into it.
Wears-
She loves
wears
denim-based
jeans.
love stories.
You know, the good thing,
Don't we all? Let's just call it. Don't we all love denim-based love stories?
I'm not connecting with Jesse's twist about, I was expecting that they would find love on the prairie,
No.
and then
Same.
Jesse is like, his twist was, no, it was years later at DenimCon in a fluorescent lighting cinder block room in Des Moines. And I'm going, you know what though? That makes great literature because he zigged where I thought he would zag.
Exactly.
And it keeps you turning the page. I didn't
twist.
see it. I didn't buy in, but Jesse is genius. And I'm
Real
in. I'm in now.
popular.
Yeah.
It's real popular. Twists and
Buckle
turns
up.
the whole way. You know,
Buckle up.
Same.
And that's the first 7 minutes of the movie.
I mean,
Gosh,
what
that
happens
hasn't
there?
It ends in the Nevada desert with a lot of genes involved. We can't go there yet, but
It
yeah.
ends
Owie,
with them
owie.
collectively dying while storming Area 51. What a tale!
Oh,
what
my
a tale!
God.
It's like a scene in Braveheart. It's like the Last Samurai. We're just getting mowed down.
You know what? His love and passion and knowledge is he's a horse guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
He's a
going to
wrangler.
block the one road to Area 51. Who's coming in to save the day? But all the ranchers, and he comes in with an army of horses. That's how they
ranchers.
traverse. That's how they traverse the terrain.
Yeah, yeah.
They
I
are
like it.
very good on horseback. It's amazing. There's a rodeo at the beginning of the week. Yeah, it's amazing.
Can the
So
last
they
I
could
see
do
an
this.
opportunity. I see an opportunity for a Lil Nas X needle drop right as they show up.
Yeah.
Old Town Road play.
It's like they did for the Rambo. They do like a cool.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
take my horse to the old town, and like the audience, but it's got like like the guy who scored Dark Knight is like scored.
But like as they're charging, like he
really got a
glances
thing
back
here.
in slow mo at Annie on her horse, and there's like a love look between the two, and
Yeah.
it's kind of a Thelma and Louise storm the gates kind of moment.
Yeah.
The music comes up. They kind of, you don't know what happens. They all the black soprano style.
And then it says, and then it comes up on the screen that says 2 years later, and it's basically a recreation of the last scene of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where Annie is boarding an alien ship. with her Wrangler boyfriend, and all the generals from the Air Force are
2 years
her.
and he's still just my boyfriend?
Are saluting her. Well, you guys are going to live with the aliens, so it doesn't really matter.
doesn't
They have their
matter.
whole thing
Got
up there.
it.
Yeah,
But now
marriage is different up there.
The United States Air Force generals are now wearing denim instead of their olive green, and they're saluting you as you take off with the aliens to start a new life.
Wait, so-
I think a lot of franchise. Maybe we make a whole Denim Con universe here. You know.
Wow.
So
Cinematic.
Annie, wait, in all of what he just described, the one thing that you can't wrap your head around as plausible is that it took 2 years and you're still dating.
Just taking it
That's
slow,
the most
Annie.
unbelievable part of this movie to me.
Annie, listen, this Wrangler isn't into rushing into anything unless it is the storming the gate of Area 51. That's the only thing he rushes into is Area 51.
Okay.
We can sell Annie on Aliens.
But that's
on
why it
storming
works.
Area 51 by horseback. We can't sell her on waiting 2 years.
I just said this
Yin
movie
and yang.
ends with you going to live with an alien civilization. You had no hang up with that.
No. but it's oil and water. It's black and white. It's yin and yang. Annie is seize the day, carpe diem, let's go. I love you. Let's get married. He's slow and thoughtful and methodical and careful and strong. He's not going to
Possibly
rush
scared.
into anything.
Possibly.
And he has a lot of daddy issues from his
The
upbringing.
other thing,
so,
he's very indecisive. He's got a long week at offsite before he can, really feel like he's ready.
On site.
Or whatever. But it was a miss.
Offsite's
Listen,
the new one.
it was a big misunderstanding. That's why he's going with the aliens. He's like, is that where offsite is? Like, after this, like, it's with aliens. All right, well, I gotta figure some stuff out. Figure out what it was like.
I can't wait
how
for
moving
people.
so much as a child really instilled a fear of commitment. So, beat me up, boys. Take me to planet Zarkon, and we'll get to the bottom of this, and maybe I'll be ready to pop the old question. Oh, no, I don't know my Enneagram number. Should I go back and grab the book? I thought you guys had one. No!
All right, hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast and tell us the name and tagline and any major plot points, casting decisions, creative for Annie F.
so
Downs'
scared.
Hallmark movie.
Oh, I can't wait.
Be good.
I'm very excited about this. Many
Be
thanks
good.
to John Mark McMillan for joining us. The new issue of Relevant, issue 100, with that conversation and so much more is out now. Go check it out. You can subscribe at relevantmagazine.com. You can view it there as well. And it's available at newsstands nationwide. Also, thanks to Squarespace for making the episode possible. Remember to go to squarespace.com/relevant for a free trial. When you're ready to launch your website, use the offer code RELEVANT. Save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Hey, there's a lot of new podcast gear at the Relevant store. Go check it out, store.relevantmagazine.com. There's, tagline mugs and other swag that you can go check out.
I'll say this: the waterbed patch kits have been selling well. I've seen people on Twitter taking pictures of them coming in the
So
mail.
funny to me.
It's really ridiculous. Oh, I love it. It's just a 2-inch vinyl sticker.
But it's going great.
Things are really going well. They are
Right.
really going well.
Hey, if you like the show, head over to Apple Podcasts and give us a review and maybe a little 5-star action. That'd be nice. And tell us what you think about the show. It helps us spread word and helps other people find the show. We've been doing this since 2005, and we still got to ask people to help us spread word.
And let's do this. A lot of the ones lately have been really nice and kind. Do a couple funny ones in there. I might read one. I don't need to be built up. Just FYI, it is not funny for you to put a 1-star review and a bad comment like as a joke. That actually messes up the show. Don't do it. If you give us a 5-star review and your
Say
review
what
is
you
very
want.
funny, I will promise we'll read a couple.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
All
boy.
right. And while you're at Apple Podcasts, check out Annie's show. That sounds fun with Annie F. Downs. And our newest podcast, Relevant Daily, which is bringing you what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture every weekday. And season 2 of Unedited is coming out in a couple of weeks. So keep an eye out for that. All right. Well, on that note, we will wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Chandler String.
I'm Jesse Carey.
Tyler Huckabee.
And I am for real a cowgirl extraordinaire.
Looking for her cowboy extraordinaire.
Apparently.
All right. We'll see you on Friday. Have a great week, everyone.
You keep me still when all I feel this nameless direction. When I think I'm losing connection.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Find him, postman. Find him. It's urgent.
Relevant Podcast Network.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.